what is really nice is that we have these young Iraqis here in their 30s, in their 20s, sometimes early 40s, and they're taking over the businesses of their fathers. And they're not just taking over the businesses, but they are changing them towards a much more modern economy, going into sectors that Iraq didn't have before, and really bringing the world to Iraq rather than just replicating what has happened before. And that's really encouraging. So there's a new generation taking power that has been often educated outside Iraq, but that is going back into Iraq. And that leads to change. And I think that can be a real catalyst going forward, and will accelerate the development of Iraq. And that's what the country needs, because it still faces the same problems that it faced 20 years ago. And it needs rapid change because of all the reasons we all know, population growth, etc. So a dependency on oil, which cannot last, that is not sustainable, possibly in the short term, but certainly not in the mid and long term. We've got new members. We've got about 5 or 6 in the last quarter, which is a lot. We've never had such a strong growth. There is an election coming up. There's great hope that the current Prime Minister will prevail. For the first time, there's a popular Prime Minister in place, and I think most people in Iraq would wish him to continue. And certainly most businesses, if not all businesses we've been talking to, want him to have a second term. So it will be really interesting to see what Iraq does and what the political parties do. Will they actually opt for a safe future, so to say, a safe bet with keeping the Prime Minister, taking the risk that he becomes even more popular, which threatens their power base? Or will they try to push in someone that nobody has heard of before and who will do their bidding? Well, I suppose the opportunity comes from a number of factors. There's political stability, security is very good, meaning that it's hardly a consideration anymore. Certainly for those working in Iraq, it's much, much less of a consideration. For those wanting to visit, it is less of a consideration. The oil price has been quite high for the last few years. It's now going down. That could develop to become a real issue if it goes further down, because the government will be unable to pay its bills. But yes, at the moment, relatively high oil price over a long time, good security, good political stability, which we haven't seen as such for a long time, and a regional environment which is relatively quiet. Basra is fantastic. We always used to go to Dubai because a lot of members like to have the conference there because their executives would come to Dubai, but they wouldn't go to Iraq. Companies who consider working in Iraq were easier to get to Dubai, just to have an interest in Iraq, just get a look at what is possible. But now you can travel to Iraq, and so I think Basra will be very, very successful. And certainly our members overwhelmingly want the conference to be in Iraq and not in the UAE.